Hello, this is a quick guide to the Cosmodrome PsiOps Battleground Grandmaster Nightfall. This Grandmaster Nightfall has barrier and unstoppable champions. It's also void threat because the boss is very dangerous with his void grenades and the shields. They can one-shot you, even with lots of void resist, they can still one-shot you. So honestly, I go arc resist a lot of the time because of the Savathoons, but still have a void resist on as well because of the void enemies that shoot you. This week it is void and strand surge for your weapons as well. The builds I'm bringing a Bolt Charge Titan. Both me and Reops are basically similar builds. The Monarch with Storm's Keep to build lots of bolt charges and just shock everything. The Rocket Sidearm, the Chill Clip one, will do barrier and unstoppables, and I've got a machine gun for ad clear. The Peregrine Greaves is just handy, sometimes one-shotting some of the champions. Like I said, Reops bringing a similar build, but harder most light to try and get more barricades. And uul'nath here bringing the Chaos Reach build with Geomags and Delicate Tomb to try and generate lots of Ionic Traces and get lots of Chaos Reaches. This week the weapon is the Lotus-eater, the sidearm, the void one. You can get some really good rolls on that one. So when we spawn in here and we come to the payload, we're going to have a couple of anti-barrier servitors. They can be a little annoying because they can immune some of the enemies around. But it's kind of handy as soon as you get here to just quickly take out a couple of the small ads, just so they're not a bother. But then we can just set up with these bolt charge builds, easily take out the servitors. Now pushing the payload is the sketchiest part at the start here. There's obviously sketchier parts later, but this first initial push can be a bit dangerous because the enemies do keep spawning non-stop. As soon as you start pushing, we're going to get some snipers spawn on one of the balconies. It's either up there or over there. So we've got them on the left side. So I stand on the right side of the payload so the snipers can't hit me. But these enemies will just keep spawning. You can run away and, you know, try and slowly kill them, but then more are just going to come. It looks like they killed the snipers, so we've got more that side now, so I'll swap sides. So the idea is you've got to try and push with the team. You know, blinding nades are helpful here. Invis could also be really helpful. Just anything to try and get the payload pushed all the way to stop getting those infinite spawning enemies. Now with the bolt charge builds, we can just kind of set up and lightning shock the brig. You want to be super safe if you don't have a lot of high DPS. If you actually go all the way back here, the brig can't actually shoot with the massive big cannon back here, the nuke that it does when it gets to this health. It starts shooting that nuke. It doesn't actually hit this far, so this can actually make it really safe if you're not going to melt it. Once it's dead, we've got to take care of this barrier. If we push this too far, we're going to get the next spawn anyway. And it's going to be some exploders. You want to be careful of those. As we push this around the corner, some snipers spawn. They've already ran across the ground there, they're going to jump up. You just got to be careful of these guys. The exploders don't always spawn as you go around the corner, but they can. Big note, do not go up here or up there. Basically avoid this whole building thing completely. If you go up there, it'll spawn a wizard and some knights, and they will just keep respawning over and over throughout the next part of the fight. So the payload's stuck here, and you'll just keep getting them respawning over and over, and you do not want that at all. So basically the best bet is to just kind of stay down here, let the enemies funnel towards you. Other option is you can play down here as well if you prefer having a bit more space. This part here is relatively safe too. Now Shriekers can be very dangerous, especially with Void Burn on. And we've got two Void Unstoppable Ogres at the same time as well. And once they're all dead, we're going to get some more champions and the boss wizard. Now the champions you can get here are kind of random. You can get like 3 barrier champs, you can get an unstoppable and a couple of barriers. So we got an unstoppable. If you kill the wizard, make sure you finish the ghost, otherwise it will respawn, and that would be the worst. As we go inside, this is arguably one of the more chaotic rooms that people struggle with, other than obviously the Savathoons at the end. Now, I like going towards the far end first. Just get a good angle of the enemies that spawn in, but I don't stay there the whole time. So for the first couple of spawns, at least the first set of unstoppable champions, I like the angle from up here. And kind of like one unstoppable spawn there and one will spawn over there. Find it kind of good to take them out from here. Obviously we can set up here with our barricades. We can also peek the left one from around there in the cubby. We've got one more unstop at the back. Now after the first set, so it's 2 unstoppables and 1 big wizard, we're going to get the same again after a few acolytes. We're going to get the spawn again. After this spawn's dealt with, this is when I move. I don't like staying up there anymore, because we're going to get some ads spawn on top of us. You can if you're confident at just annihilating them on top of you, but there's no need. You can come out here instead, take them from the door. Now we get the barrier. There'll be a few barriers. Sometimes again you can get an unstop instead. Looks like we got 3 barriers though. Once everything's dead, you have to dunk. Then we can move ahead. Now the next section, first time we're going to see the boss. If you get too close to him, he can throw suppressors at you, and also the shield throw has been known to wipe teams. It hits one person, then just does crazy angles and kills everyone. If you're back here, the shield throw actually doesn't make it. It can make it basically to like right where I am, but if you go just back down the stair a little bit, it can't make that distance. So you can just kind of sit back here and slowly hit him. The problem is though, he does like to hide around the corners a little bit. If you do have barricades, you can go forward and use the barricades to kind of protect you from the attack, or just pop your supers. We do get our supers back as soon as we start the next phase of the fight. So don't be hesitant and hold them. Yeah, as soon as I interact with this thing here, we'll get all our supers back. And also, we're going to run right back to where we just landed on that pedestal up there. This is a super safe spot to take care of all the ads and the boss. Now, I do have to show you though, you can still get killed from here by the boss himself. When he pops his super and throws his shield, he can hit you. Now, the way the shield throws work is they target straight towards you. Now, he's standing behind a wall, so not a good example. But when he's got line of sight, like straight to you, the shield will go straight towards me. So all you need to do to easily block them is to cancel that line of sight. So you see the lip of the pedestal we're standing on? If you just put that between yourself and the boss and you can just crouch down, then the shield can't hit you. As soon as he throws them, you just like crouch and they won't hit you. You can also stand like even further back, right at the back behind here. But the way I do it is if he's standing right there throwing shields at me, I can like keep shooting at him, and then when the shields start flying in, just crouch. If he starts throwing them, just crouch, and they won't hit. Now, you do need your whole team to do this though, because all you need is one person not to crouch, then all of a sudden the shield bounces off them and kills everyone, so... An LFG hint, if you're playing with people who don't know this and they're just standing here and they're going to get killed, you should run back here and crouch behind here, and then it might hit them, but it probably won't hit you. If you're worried that your teammates are going to die, you can just try and save yourself at the very least. Alright, once the boss is pushed, we're going to get an unstoppable at the back and also the Savathun. Now the best way to dodge Savathun is to just jump in the air. So the way the bolts work is when she shoots them, as soon as she shoots them, they go to where you were like standing at the time. So if you jump in the air, then they should all miss. Also the splash damage from them wouldn't really hit you either. So your best strategy is to just jump. As she shoots them, just jump in the air. Obviously the longer that you can stay in the air, the better. Jump. You just have to kind of listen out or pay attention to her whenever she's shooting. You can dodge that. Now we want to take care of all the ads first before worrying too much about the Savathun, because while you're trying to throw spears, the ads can be pretty annoying. Now you can use the spears to kill the ads. It does decent damage. But the spears do love targeting Savathun, so if I had some ads drop down there and I threw this, sometimes the spear just like curls around. You just have to be mindful of that. As we do a little bit of damage, we are going to get another spawn that can sometimes come from over there or right there. And the best thing here, if all your teammates are throwing spears, is to just spread out. You don't want to be standing on top of each other. That way if someone gets unlucky and splash damaged, you're not all going to die. And don't forget, this spear has a great movement tool attached to it. If you press grenade, you can actually teleport really far. So if she's about to throw a Nova Bomb at me, you know, I can easily move across the map. Bads are spawning and you need to get out of there fast. Press grenade. Here come the shields. They're going to crouch down. Make sure they can't hit us. Same thing again. Now we're going to get 2 Savathûns and also an Ogre. I swear this Ogre used to be an unstoppable. Now he's just a regular Ogre. The same thing, we've got to watch out. Savathûns flash damaging us, but we want to take care of the ads so we can go down, get the spears. I like killing the left Savathûn first, personally. We want to be careful if anything's still left alive. Got a bunch over there as well. As we start damaging a Savathûn, we'll spawn more enemies. More acolytes are going to come out of her door. So, start putting some damage in, but then be careful and look around. So there they are, some coming out of there. Some over there as well. Once they're dealt with, there's going to be no more ads, so now we can just target the Savathûn. Again, you want to just kind of keep moving. Being up in the air is a lot safer than being on the ground. Just kind of jumping around. And it makes it a lot safer to do that when the enemies are around shooting at you. Now the Savathûn can hit us. So probably not great, all of us sitting in the same spot. You can just grab a spear and, again, move around, jump up in the air. Stay mobile. As soon as Savathûn's dead, want to run back to our spot. Now the boss can be a little annoying here, likes to hide behind. You want to be careful when he like peeks around the right side here and throws the shield. Same thing though. No, we just stand on this side instead and kind of crouch down. He does have a bit of a higher angle, so if you're worried you can drop behind here again. A lot of the time those shields like to just be thrown straight into that wall. Yeah, you can use things like that to your advantage. If you want to go down there instead, you can like head glitch the top of one of those buildings and he just throws them into the side of it. If he keeps hiding behind there, I sometimes just come down here, kill the ads and shoot them instead. It's definitely safer from back there though. If you're worried about getting the clear, probably stay back there, because up here he can throw grenades if you're this close. Which is the big danger. Don't forget to finish the ghost when you kill him. That's why Thunder Crashers are handy, because even if you are sitting back there killing him, when he gets really weak, you don't want to be too far away before you finish the ghost. So when he gets really weak, if you got a Thunder Crash, just Thunder Crash over the whole gap, kill him, and finish the ghost. Worst thing is killing him and then not getting to the ghost in time and having him respawn. Yeah, we have guides for all the GMs, so if there's any GM struggling with, don't forget to check out the playlist. We also stream and do GM help, so check out my Twitch channel in the description, and we can help you with the GM if you're having trouble. And I'll see you all next time. Bye! Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more. Special thanks to our channel members City, Burnt Toast, GDFin, Hob, Badger, Jakey, Reops, Ferwin, Tolsan, Whiskey, Spec, Soup Pants, Cozy and Jay for their continued support.